So I just thoroughly pre-vacuumed both the front and the back. The back is what we're working on, but I was trying to get as much debris that was sandwiched in between the backing and the fibers in the front. So I flipped this over. I made sure I vacuumed underneath to get as much debris off the ground as possible. I mean, just from turning it around, we shook out quite a bit and disturbed quite a bit of debris that fell through, but I believe that we did a very thorough job vacuuming. So the next step is to put together our PeeRadicator and pre-treat this. However, Courtney's little hand vac that he has, seen in a few videos that he uses for doing his upholstery cleaning on couches, that is an extremely handy vacuum that would work extremely well on area rugs. In fact, that's probably going to be my next Amazon purchase. I do have some means of collecting free Amazon cards if you guys are interested in learning how to do that. It's just a background app that runs on your phone. You don't have to do anything to it. It just collects something like 20 to 30 cents a day without you doing anything on your phone. It does take a little bit of your battery life, but you know, keep your phone charged and you get rewarded for it. So anyways, I always make about $120 to $200 purchases just based off of what this app is actually generating, because I have another backup phone at home that I just let it run off of Wi-Fi with the same app on it, so I double dip, I guess. Anyways, I'm gonna go make up our PeeRadicator and we'll be back and we will thoroughly pre-treat this nasty backing on this area rug. So here's where we give it some time to dry with our dry ease fan turbo dryer. Does an excellent work. It's pretty loud, but it's extremely high volume of air that we're pushing on here. In fact, I can feel the air blowing in my face. And I'm standing outside the garage. You can kind of see it blowing on the curtain there. But anyways, so you can lightly see the urine stuff shining through a little bit on the back. You may not be able to get more than that. I might treat it one more time with our urine PeeRadicator, but right now this is literally 90% better than what it was. I mean, you saw it. Those were bright orange spots. Basically, we killed the salts and things that were in there. These might be permanent stains on the, just depending on what that backing is actually made out of. I'm not sure. The front is 100% cotton, but I'm almost certain that the backing is not cotton. So anyways, this was very thoroughly saturated, and we steamed it. Went over it. It's very wet right now. We're going to give this, it's probably going to need a good 8 hours of just drying. So that's why we generally, when we're cleaning, we give about a 72-hour turnaround or more, because what that does, it allows for extremely thorough cleaning, and then the rest of the day just drying, and then we can take the following day, thoroughly clean the front side and give it a day to dry, and after 72 hours you got a very thoroughly clean area rug, you guys. You can do this in your garage, have a drop-off location. We're looking about $125 an area rug. You don't have to travel to the customer's location. Make it look, because you can do a much more thorough job in your own workplace than you can in the customer's location. Sure, you can sort of clean an area rug at the customer's place, spruce it up a little bit, but this is a very thorough. This would be between what you're doing in the customer's house and taking it to a full submersive bath that's probably going to charge you upwards of $6 a square foot to clean your area rug. So I am very happy with the way that urine eradicator turned out, you guys. It looks awesome. So I'll chime back in when we are ready to move on. Alright, so we're roughly 12 hours into the cleaning process. We pulled the fan off. If you notice, there's like 4 little dots, dimples there, and then in the middle, and then there's 4 over there. What that actually is browning that occurred because of the 4 feet of our fan were kind of covering those areas, and it didn't dry, and it was applying pressure, so caused a little bit of browning to occur there. And then also during the drying process, we got a little bit of browning around the edges due to, you know, probably just a little bit of dampness or whatever during the drying process. So that's easily corrected, you guys, with just a browning treatment. Put it into a trigger sprayer, spray it along the edge, and kind of wipe it with a bristle brush, like my Home Depot special right there, probably a $2.49 or something. I use it in pretty much every job, so works very well. But as you can see, these major urine spots don't stand out at all anymore. In fact, we can probably treat them again and they would disappear even more, but we've already used about 1 3/4 gallons on here. 1.75 gallons of the PeeRadicator product, and it did a really good job. So what we're going to do from here is that we're going to end up flipping it over, giving it a good, you know, pre-vacuum on the wool. This is 100% wool handmade rug. Don't go too low on the vacuum because the wool is a natural fiber, and we don't want to disturb any fibers and start, you know, pulling stuff out. So what we're going to do is use a peroxide-based cleaner. We'll probably just groom it and agitate it real gently using something like the carpet rake here, so we can control the agitation factor on there. And then we'll go ahead and steam it, and then we'll probably end up, after it's dry, we're going to post-treat it with the DS2 or the Release It DS2 product. That does have floral protections in it, so it's almost like a Scotch Guard, but it is wool safe. So it's like we're putting carpet protector on a wool rug, which is going to greatly improve longevity and prevent dirt and things from attaching to the wool fibers. It'll keep it cleaner longer, keep it smelling better longer, and basically go from 0 to hero in your customer's eyes, you guys. That's what it's all about. Yeah, we just went ahead and we got this guy all dried up. Flipped him around, swept underneath, got all the debris out, and actually you'll be pretty surprised at how much debris actually dropped through while we were working. We probably already vacuumed up a couple pounds of sand. Anyways, you can see some dark spots in there. That is obviously urine. So on these dark areas, we are going to go ahead and treat these super dark areas with our PeeRadicator and get that all cleaned up. So that there will be the next step, you guys. I'm gonna go mix that stuff up and go ahead and treat it right now. Alright, you guys, we got our PeeRadicator on there, and the problem, you saw some dark spots along here earlier. They're pretty much ratified right now. Put it on pretty thick. Then we took our little scrub brush you see over there. A little bit of fiber did come out because it is wool, so you have to kind of expect that. So I brushed it as lightly as we possibly could and let it sit in there for a good 15-20 minutes. And I believe that when we go over it, just like the backside, that it's going to 100% take pretty much all that the urine out. I mean, you don't even see it now, so really we're just rinsing and sanitizing at the moment. And like I said, we'll probably go over it again with our DS2 and just leave it, groom it lightly with a brush. And what that does is it is a wool safe product, and it will also add a little bit of protection to the fibers as well. So things are coming together very well. Alright. Alright, we shut the garage door here because it's snowing out again and it's cold. My hands were getting numb and I was like, why is it getting so cold? And then I was getting hit in the head with ice, so I was like, okay, enough of that. But what we did our PeeRadicator and then we steamed it. Those dark spots pretty much completely out. No sign of them anywhere. We very gently groomed just to make sure it got proper agitation and cleaned up very nicely. We probably did about, I'm guessing 400 psi is about what we did on the water. So it did get it wet, it shot it down, but what I wanted to do was give that urine a good rinse. We'll let this dry. It could take upwards of 8 to 10 hours of this forced air to actually dry this puppy out, because it is pretty wet. It is wool. Wool likes to hold on to a moisture. It doesn't smell like wet dog like wool usually does when it gets wet. But it's going to dry up and it's going to look extremely nice. And like I said, I'm probably going to pre-treat it or post-treat it from a little our Release It DS2 product just for those fluoro protectors. It's a wool-safe product, so we shouldn't have any issues with it whatsoever, but it will protect and improve the longevity of this area rug. It will protect it from spills, it will protect it from dirt accumulation. Then later I will open up our Kirby bag and show you the immense amounts of sand that we actually got out of here. And that stuff you can't do at the customer's house. I mean, even though they're like, oh, can you clean this area rug? You're sort of cleaning it, but you're not really cleaning it. You're just kind of surface cleaning it. But it still probably has 2 or 3 pounds of sand sandwiched inside, which we were able to remove. Okay, you guys, so this is more or less the final brushed out result of the area rug. You can see there's 4 little spots there in the middle. That was because of the feet on here. Once this is 100% thoroughly dried, you'll be able to take like an ice cube and easily pull those little spots out. They're just little indentation marks, but when it dries, the resiliency of the wool will just pop back up again. But other than that, everything turned out beautifully. We've got the urine all completely out of there. And again, like I said, once it's thoroughly 100% bone dry, those indentations will come out, the coloring will fade back in a lot more. A lot of it just has to do with the way that it's brushed. I tried brushing it around to get it all even, but as I was working around, you can see your handprints and stuff down there. But I think it turned out beautifully. So what I'm going to do now that I'm finished with it, I think I'm going to prop some air up underneath it because it is a little damp underneath, just because we were focusing on getting the top surface as dry as possible. I mean, the back was dry, but then once we treated the top and got the top soaking wet, it permeated through and got the bottom wet again. So these sort of things just take a little bit of time and work, but once it's done, it looks absolutely beautiful. And so there you have it, 100% wool handcrafted area rug, looking very beautiful. Again, restored from dog urine all over the place. That was all over it, so I'm happy with the way it turned out. Alright, so here's our final result on the area rug. Due to the weather, the cold, being dry, there's literally no evaporation happening in this anywhere, so you know, the temperature has a lot to do with it. So we had a fan on it for a long time, and it's still slightly damp, but it's looking real good. I'm gonna go ahead and deliver it back to the owner. It's just across the street from me, but got all the urine out and everything, and it looks extremely good. I'm very happy with the way it turned out, guys. So this is PeeRadicator. Took care of all the urine and everything. Yeah, and I was going to put a little bit of DS2 on there because it's wool safe and it just helped add a little bit of protection to it, but I didn't put it on there. In fact, the PeeRadicator does a lot more crystallization than I thought it would. I ended up dumping out probably a pound or more of just the debris out of the fibers of the rug. Just kind of shaking it and dumping it out. But got all back up. In fact, you can see some of it down there. If you see like a yellow dust there in the left-hand corner of the rug there, that's some dust that fell out that haven't swept up yet. But yeah, it did an absolutely phenomenal job, you guys. So area rug cleaning, Happy Valley. Bring me your area rugs and have a nice day.